Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my Back to Beauty No Buy Year. This year I'm concentrating on using my makeup and not buying any. Today's video is my monthly stash or trash video. Today we know I won't be buying anything because of my Back to Beauty No Buy Year, but I still think it's fun to look at new releases, talk about if I would purchase them if I wasn't on a no buy, or if I would just pass them up altogether and trash them from my wish list forever. As always, all of my information and pictures come from Trend Mood over on Instagram, so I will have her link below as always. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's first talk about the elephant in the beauty community, and that is the new collection from Anastasia Beverly Hills, including the Riviera eyeshadow palette. So let's talk about the collection. It's said to be released in spring. It will include the Riviera eyeshadow palette, loose metallic powder highlighters for intense luminosity. The loose powder formula contains more pearls, more sparkle, and higher reflect than a pressed powder formula. Provides a smooth application that glides onto skin, allows for versatile application with customizable levels of intensity. Use the shades alone or mixed together for a custom highlight. Looks great on all skin tones and types. $25 for 6 grams, and the shades are Snowflake, Sunset Aura, and So Hollywood. There is also a dewy set, which is a makeup finishing spray created for a dewy finish. The custom designed atomizer emits a superfine mist that delivers the maximum amount of product, so less pumps are needed. Product comes in a glittery bottle design. However, the formula goes on clear and is free of any glitter, sparkle, or shimmer. And it features Norvina's favorite scent combination, coconut and vanilla. So let's go ahead and talk about this palette. First, I would like to mention before we get into what I think of the actual palette that my friend Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner did a video revamping the Riviera palette just a little bit, just a few tweaks to make it something that she would prefer. And I have to say that I prefer Annette's version, so I'm going to link that video down below for your entertainment. I do love that we have very few neutrals in this palette. I also like that it looks like we're split half and half matte and shimmer. The shimmers look gorgeous. There looks like there's possibly some duochrome going on in here. Overall, I think this is a beautiful palette. Here's my position though on ABH palettes at this point in time. My oldest palettes are the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I'm panning this year, and the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Shortly after I purchased those two palettes, I purchased the Modern Renaissance, the Subculture, and the Prism palettes. So here's the problem. My 3 oldest ABH palettes, I do also own the Soft Glam and the Sultry, how could I forget? These palettes are expiring right before my very eyes. The mattes are already becoming more and more powdery. Some of the duochromes have completely sealed over and are almost unusable. I love the ABH formula, but there's something about the formulation, and I know I'm not the only person who knows and believes in this. There's something about the formulation that causes it to have an extremely short shelf life. And for me, as a lover of makeup, specifically eyeshadow, I don't want these products just sitting around and expiring. While this is a beautiful palette, number one, I'm fairly certain I can dupe the vibes out of my collection. And number two, I just can't see adding another palette to my collection that I will feel like I need to rush and use up because it has such a short shelf life. So spoiler alert, I am planning to do a when in doubt, dupe it out on the ABH Riviera palette. I want to see if I can dupe the vibes from my collection and maybe create a look for you. So hard pass on this palette. It is stunning, and I think if these shades are unique to your collection, then more power to you on purchasing this palette, but know ahead of time that this has an extremely short shelf life. My palettes from ABH are less than 1 year old, and they're already changing in their texture and application. In terms of the rest of the collection, I'm going to say the only thing that I'm even remotely interested in is the Dewy Setting Mist. It is very reminiscent, especially in the packaging, to MAC Fix Plus. I'm wondering how similar it's going to be. Coconut and vanilla is definitely my jam when it comes to a scent as well. So that is something I would be interested in trying from this collection. I will say hard pass on the highlighters, the loose highlighters. First of all, that is just a ton of product. I think it said there was 6 grams in there. That's quite a bit of product. So this is 7 grams, if that gives you an idea. So the highlighter is just a little bit smaller than this blush here. Looking at the swatches here as well, holy glitter bomb, Batman. Contrary to my eye look today, which is very glittery, and I do like glitter on my eyes, I do not, however, care for glitter on my face. And I will say the PR pack is really kind of adorable. It looks like you get a water bottle and a beach ball as well as a beach bag. Overall, I think the theme of this collection is absolutely adorable. Let me know in the comments, are you planning on picking up anything from the Riviera collection? Next, we have 2 new little palettes from Viseart. And these are going to be online at Beautylish, as far as we know. It says they're available now, and it says each one includes 8 shades with matte and shimmer finish, $30 each. The reason I put these on my list to talk about, first of all, they're cute, no doubt about it. I have the Petite Pro 2 and I do really like it. It is a beautiful formula. I am instantly attracted to both of these color stories. One of my favorite colors is peach, which, you know, falls into the apricot sort of color family, and the other palette, the Soleil, has some beautiful pops of color in there. Here is why I wanted to bring this up on Stash or Trash. I was looking through Trend Mood this morning preparing for this video. I always wait for the last minute to go pull the new releases I'm going to talk about, because I want them to be fresh, current, and the most recent new releases. But when I looked up Trend Mood today and I saw these, I knew that originally, like, my former self, my pre-no buy Kyra self, would have been immediately attracted to these and probably would have ordered one, if not both. $30 is not a small amount of money by any means, but I'm willing to pay high prices for high quality products. But what I found really interesting is I look at these, I think they're beautiful, I appreciate what they have to offer in terms of the formulation and the color story, but I'm just not interested. And I find that happening to me more and more. I suppose I will go more in depth on this in my March no-buy check-in, but I think the longer that I don't shop, the more I'm disinterested in buying things, specifically makeup. And while these are beautiful, I have no interest in buying them. So I just thought that was kind of interesting and worth mentioning, because I am like 95% certain that my pre-no-buy Kyra self would have ordered at least one of these palettes. For the next new release, we're going to talk about the Violet Voss Sugar Crystals palette. Again, this is available now, and again, I will refer you to my girl Annette over at Annette's Makeup Corner. I'm just promoting her all over in this video, but she did get this palette. She did do a first impressions with a look, and she did put up her 3 looks 1 palette and review as well on this palette, and she's the best person to go to in terms of 3 Looks 1 Palette, as well as a review on this. She tends to pick up the new releases she wants rather quickly, and I really respect her reviews and her opinions. She'll tell you if it's crap. This is stunning. I love the Violet Voss formula. I have 2 Violet Voss palettes, the Holy Grail and the Flamingo palette. And even though the Flamingo palette is very colorful and vibrant, this is different. It has a mix of different finishes. It says it would appear that the top row is matte, the middle row is shimmer, and I know the bottom row is shimmer, but according to Annette, they're more of a sheer topper type formula, so I think that makes things incredibly versatile. The swatches are gorgeous. I can just imagine all of the beautiful looks that I could create with this palette. I am here for this 100%. This is my jam. If it's not limited edition, I'm going to put it on my 2020 wish list, but I am all over this. I highly, highly recommend the Violet Voss formula. Of course, I haven't tried this particular palette, so I can't speak on that. But within the 2 palettes that I do own, I find the formula to be very consistent. And it definitely said that the mattes are pigmented but more buildable than anything, and for me, I love that in colorful eyeshadows. Sometimes I do want a sheer wash of color, and sometimes I want kabam pigment. So if a shadow is buildable, I find it to be more versatile in that way. So like I said, I am all over this shiz. This is a beautiful new release from Violet Voss. Next, we have a new release from MAC. So coming from MAC, we have the Boom Boom Bloom collection, including beautiful white packaging with printed cherry blossom petals. This collection includes 5 new lipsticks, 2 highlight powders, an eyeshadow palette, 4 lip glosses, and a cherry blossom fragranced Fix Plus. Number 1, I'm here for the Fix Plus. If I could purchase a setting spray at this point, that Fix Plus would be mine. I love the scent of cherry blossoms. It's floral, but it's sweet, and that is the money when it comes to the notes that I'm interested in, not only in cosmetics, but in fragrances as well. The eyeshadow palette looks boring AF, so hard pass on that one. I highly, highly dissuade you from purchasing the highlighting powders. I'm going to link a video below from the gals Haley and Kat over at the Beauty News family. They received one of these, or purchased one of these. It was the Fleur Real, I believe. Yeah, it was the pink one. So here's what it is. It's an overspray. They dusted off the overspray, and what you're left behind with underneath is a chalky pink powder. No shimmer, no glimmer, nada. So like I said, I'm gonna link that video below, but be warned, don't buy it. But what I am interested in besides the Fix Plus are the lipsticks. I absolutely adore MAC lipsticks. I know some people think that they're overpriced, overrated, to each their own. I personally love the MAC lipsticks that I own. But honestly, these are gorgeous. I like all 5 of the shades. I love the packaging on these, and I'm here for it. In the swatches, I guess it looks like probably the only one I couldn't wear would be Hey Kiss Me, but the rest are stunning. I especially love Framboise Moi, and I also like High Fructise. These names, I tell you. So yeah, this collection I think is hit or miss for me. I do love MAC, but I think it's extremely disappointing and honestly bad business for them to have done that with the highlighting powder. And that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these new releases, and I really hope that all your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. And I will see you in my next video soon.